Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. I see Denise out there and Anna. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is a beautiful Tuesday. The fall weather has got us cooled off a little bit here, so it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I am so excited with this guest I have today. But as you know, obstacles fill the lives of our young people. They are daily hit with lack of education, homelessness, suicide, low self-esteem, obesity, not to mention their backgrounds and generational curses. My platform is designed to assist high school age and young adult males as they follow my basic principles to build their best lives. You see, I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. So I am super excited today, as I stated earlier, to have my sister, my friend, my wonderful guest on here. And that is the likes of Evangelist Catherine Trotter. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
I am so excited to have you here today. So everyone, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Catherine and why I'm doing that. Y'all get comfortable, share, start a watch party, get your pen and pen, and get ready to take some notes because we are excited about this topic that we're going to be talking about today. And hi, Lisa. How are you today? All right, Catherine Trotter, originally from Chesapeake, Virginia. Growing up, she and her siblings watched their parents' commitment to helping others with the love and kindness of Jesus Christ. Catherine literally turned her desire for service into a successful career as a senior paralegal and legal manager at Paraline Healthcare, where she oversees a legal staff of 11 for the past 18 years. Whenever given the opportunity to share, you will hear her contribute the passion she has for serving in the kingdom to her mother, Apostle Frances Lightner Peacock. It was through witnessing her mother's gifted efforts that she learned the importance of putting aside self to assist your leader at making vision possible. And she does this with great passion. Catherine was ordained in 1990 as a minister under the leadership of the late Bishop Wilbert McNair at the Way of Truth COGIC in Norfolk, Virginia. Having relocated to Jacksonville, Florida in the early 2000s, she and her family joined St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership of Bishop John E. Guns. Through the years, her love and commitment to God has led her to work in several areas of ministry. Catherine's daily declaration is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. She stands on her belief that if you serve in kingdom excellence and use your gifts to help others, God will bless you. So she must be mighty, mighty blessed because she does everything with excellence. Catherine is married to Deacon Melvin Trotter, and they are blessed with two lovely daughters, Tiffany and Daphne. So welcome, welcome, welcome again.
Thank you. Thank you. Who are you talking about? She's an awesome person.
That would be you. Is there anything else you would like to tell everybody about yourself that I omitted?
No, first of all, let me say thank you for inviting me. I feel so humbled to be able to share on this platform with you. I'm hoping tonight that I say something that will encourage someone and to help them build their best life. And let me also add that my family's watching, so hey, family.
Yes. And y'all can put comments out there. We are so happy to have everyone. Miss Caroline Coffee is on. Your mom is on. She says, praise the Lord. So that's what I see. Anybody else? Melanie Moore, Karen Wright Lightner, Denise Lee. Thank you all for tuning in. Well, you know, this month I have my theme for this month has been life is like football. And it
Okay.
is, you know, football season just launched the regular season 3 weeks ago. And I knew it was football season, but I was reading something. And as I read the different attributes of our football players, I was like, oh, it was like a wake up moment. And I saw so many different attributes from football that we have in life. You know, it's the same
Mm-hmm.
types of things. And, you know, that can be teamwork, being dedicated, motivated. And we have leaders as well. But, you know, leadership is not for everyone. And you
It
know,
is
it's
not.
like when we have a big election, we vote, and you know, sometimes it's the most popular person that gets in the position, but that's not always the best leader.
Correct.
But it takes a person that has some great attributes to be a great leader. And being a great leader is a huge asset. So, you
Yes.
know, we have the offensive team has a leader, the defensive team has a leader, special teams has a leader. And then in organizations, they have leaders. They start with supervisors, managers, and go all the way up to the CEO and president, ministry leaders.
Mm-hmm.
But one
Mm-hmm.
thing that we should remember, regardless of where you are leading, is lead with humility.
Yes.
So when I
Yes.
say lead with attitude, I don't mean, you know, you got to have an attitude with everybody, but
No, no, no.
humility.
Right. Correct. Correct. I mean, humility is it. You know, you can't have that attitude because you are not going to draw people. People are not going to want to work with you. You have to have that humble spirit. And not only that, you have to be willing to let them see you work as well. You're not someone just sitting around doing a whole lot of delegating to others. You recognize where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, and then you also recognize those around you, what they bring to the table. So where you may be weak in something, you get that strong person on your team to help you, and the job will get done. The goal will be met, and everyone will benefit from it. Yes, yes.
Yes, amen. So, and I've seen you do this. I believe that, you know, if you lead with fun, have a team
Mm-hmm.
mindset and a positive spirit, you'll go a long way. And I have seen you do those things, you know, and I always tell people, you know, your credibility, your reputation, your name says so much because you never ever know who's sitting back looking at you. So, you know,
Correct.
if I had to ever describe you to someone, you know, it would be so many different positive attributes. Even when you get angry, it's just so cute.
We have those moments. We
Yeah.
have those moments. But that's when we regroup. You know,
Yeah.
we regroup and we be like, okay, wait a minute now. Nothing's gonna get done working in a spirit, an atmosphere where no one feels like they're able to contribute or no one wants to be around one another. Attitude doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get the job done. So, you know, you take your moment by yourself or whatever the case may be, you regroup and you come back and you refocus and you get the job done. Yes, yes. So,
Yes.
yes. Those
Yes.
have been growing moments for me. Trust me, it took me a minute to get there. But when you get there, and then you recognize when someone's pulling you out of your character to become something that you said, you know, I'm not going back there. This is a non-negotiable for me. I'm not going to work in a spirit of attitude or in a spirit where I think I'm better than someone else. I'm going to always be humble. I'm always going to look um, to have other people provide their opinions and their feedback. And then we grow from that. We don't take it as someone's tearing me down or looking to destroy me. We take that feedback and we grow from there. That's the only way we're going to do it and be better. And God's going to get the glory from it.
Amen. I agree with that. And I love Carolyn says, your name is your best. So you have to take care of it. And that is
Yes.
so right. So right. You have to
Yes.
take care of your name. You know, because
Yes, because at the
sometimes,
end of the day, all we have is our name. We have our name, we have our reputation. So, you know, if you say you're gonna be a person of your word, you know, you don't want to be like, well, don't ask Captain Trotter to do something because she'll say yes, but she'll never, you know, she never participates, she never jumps in and do what she says she's gonna do. So, you know, at the end of the day, we have our name, we have our reputation. So we want to make sure that, you know, we're operating in a spirit where people say, we can depend on you. Oh, she's a person of integrity. She's a person that keeps her word, so things like that. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yes, and also Karen says, take the feedback and grow from it. And that's right. Just because you're a leader, that doesn't mean you know everything. You can always learn something. So if someone on your team has a better suggestion, or you offended them, or you said something out of place, when they come to you, be open and listen to it, and you can grow from that.
Amen. That is so true. And and don't be afraid to allow other people to shine. Even as the leader, where you're a leader in a special social event, a leader in a church, or even a leader on my job. I know that there are things that though I could do it. Do I want to do it? Is someone better? Is someone quicker? Does someone have more knowledge of how to get it done? Of course they do. And that's what I like to put on my team. I like to build my team up with people that are better at things than I am. So if I'm out, or if I'm running around trying to do something else, I can say, hey, can you jump in and do this, because I know you can. And I'll even and send it to you sent it to me, but as a manager, I'm gonna delegate this out to this person, because I know this is where their strength is, and also I know that they're going to get it done for me, and we're all going to shine at the end.
Great. Yes. And Carolyn says, professional criticism can help you grow. And Carol says, let others shine. That's right.
Yes, that's it. That's
awesome
it.
stuff. Thank you. All right. Leadership is an essential attribute to have and is needed in all aspects of life. Contrary to many, leadership starts early in life. Mm-hmm. Knowing you and seeing you in action, I know you have outstanding leadership skills. Please tell us what it takes to be an effective, impressionable leader.
I think what it takes to be an effective leader is someone with empathy, of course, a humble spirit, someone who's able to communicate with others. And then the last thing I'm going to say is someone who wants to be a participator and not just a spectator. So what are you saying, Catherine? At the end of the day, you're going to draw people. People are going to want to be around you when they feel part of the team, not someone who's just sitting back, being a spectator, say, oh, you do this, you do this, you do this, and come back and report to me. I mean, sometimes that's needed, but then there's also times where, I need to be out there motivating. I need to be out there working with you. I need to be out there seeing, if we're going to meet this deadline, or did I not communicate to you exactly what needs to be done? So you're kind of lost, looking like, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be doing for you. So I need to be following back up with these people once I delegate. So all of that is an effective leader. All of that takes place, whether you're running the event, or you're putting the event together, or you're working even in management. Like I said earlier, I've been in management for 18 years here on my particular job, and then I had 10 years prior to that. I'm telling my age now, but people have always seen management leadership in me, I guess I should say. Even when I was on my first job, I've always been like, okay, well, I'm just supposed to be the little crew member here. And then the next thing you know, you got people coming to you, asking you, I need you to be in leadership. When I went through a rough season in my life where I was going through my divorce and I felt like I had let God down, I went to this church and I said, I'm just going to sit back here and I'm just going to allow God to speak to me and heal my heart, because I felt like I was broken. And one of the mothers of the church came to me and said, God said, you're not going to sit back here. There's a gift in you. Young people need to see it. And we're not just going to work with the young people in the church. We're going to work with the young people in the community. And here I am being drawn into leadership again. And so even when you think that, I'm just going to sit back and let other people shine, or whatever the case may be, when God has that gift in you, he's going to use that gift, and he's going to allow others around you to see that gift is in you, and he's going to allow them to pull on you, because he didn't give us the gift to keep it to ourselves. He gave us the gift so that we can advance the kingdom and help build it up.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. That sounds
Yeah.
wonderful. And see, Christine says praising others is also important. People want to know they are appreciated.
Yes, yes.
Most definitely.
That is so funny because my attorney, I work for two attorneys, and one of the attorneys always say, well, Catherine, that's why I put you in management because you're so good with that touchy feely stuff. And I am. I'm a lover. I'm a hugger. I was brought up in a family of love. And when someone does something good for you, I tell them thank you. I tell them how much I appreciate it, how much I value what you just did, because people don't have to do that. There are some people that they want to come to work and do their job and be left alone, and they're just looking to collect a paycheck and clock in and out of work. But my thing has always been, we spend so much time at work. Do something you love, and then be around people that you love, and that's what I have. I have a team that loves and support me, and by all means, I love and support them. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Some more people I see out there. Hello, Sister Flowers and Curly, Peggy, Agnes. Thank y'all for tuning in. So happy to see y'all today. All right. Would you
Awesome.
say that someone who is not a team player makes a good leader?
I do not. I'm sorry. My brother often uses this when he's closing out. He usually say, "Don't just be a spectator, be a participator." And I think a non-team player is someone who's just spectating. They're looking to see where they can tell you what you did wrong. They're not offering any solutions or anything to help make it better. They're just looking around to see where they can point fingers at. To me, that's not a good leader. That's not a team player. You have to be a team player. People have to see that you're willing to help. People have to know that if something goes wrong, that you're going to show them the empathy that's needed in that time, but also motivate them to get back on track and show them, where you may not be able to get from A to Z, but why don't you do A to M and come back? We'll talk about it. And then as a manager, as a leader, I'm going to show you how to finish it out and how to close it. And that's what I try to do. Even when an event is going on, I might not be the best person to lead the event, but maybe I'm going to bring what I'm able to do to the event. And with everybody doing their little part, no one has to do all of it, and then it still gets done. So no, to me, you have to be a team player.
Yes, I love that. Carolyn says definitely not. Yes, you can't be on the sidelines complaining, and that's usually what happens. The ones that's not doing anything, they're the ones that are fault.
They have all the criticism and nothing positive or nothing to bring to the table that's going to help make it better for us.
Right.
So yeah, we don't need you. Unless you're going to change, and we all can change.
Right. Yeah, good stuff. So what activities or development skills will benefit a young person that has the gift of leadership?
I think, you want to look for programs that's going to allow you to be an effective leader. So, college degrees and all that is great. But even with your college degree, you want to look for something outside that's going to help you build your leadership skill, help you build being an effective communicator, help you build being an effective listener. Sometimes we just, when we're communicating, we're just listening for our time to talk. So you're not even paying attention to what the other person is saying, because you're just waiting for, when she be quiet, I'm going to say this, and that. So, you need these programs to teach you how to be effective leaders. So yes, that's always needed. And then, even on our jobs, I know my job, they're always looking for career development, as they call it. And you should always be looking to develop yourself, pour into yourself. the knowledge that's needed to take you where you need to go. A degree, we definitely need that, but we also sometimes need courses outside that's also going to teach us. And you can find those online courses, programs for development. Even in our church, one thing I love about St. Paul, they're always offering different leadership events so that we as leaders can, grow and continue to develop and be discipled.
All right. And that's awesome, even though you may say, oh, well, I know I'm very good in organization, that's your strength, but you also need to hone that strength. If that's your strength, you always want to continue to work on that so you can make it better and better and better. You won't go and look at those weaknesses. You will say, okay, what am I great at? And let me be greater. Let me see what is it that has changed. What's going on, because if you don't, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't go out there and look for something to help yourself, you don't know what you're not getting.
Correct. And another thing too is, look for those mentors. I have been a mentor as well as a mentee. And look for those people that are gonna pull into you the right things. Your desire is to grow in leadership or to be a manager or whatever the case may be. Then you want to look for those people that are doing that, and then ask them, so hey, how did you get here? What did you have to do? What courses did you have to take? What advice do you have for me? Is there any? And then ask that hard question, especially if it's someone that you know. What areas do I need to work on to help me to be more effective in what I'm trying to do?
All right. And I like what Carol Crockett says about the lifelong learners. So I always say, okay, everybody needs to become a member of the LLL 1 million, the lifelong learners. So
yes,
you can always learn something. Always.
Sometimes in service, a pastor may say, well, turn to this particular scripture, and you'd be like, oh, I heard that ever since I was a child, or whatever the case, the 23rd Psalms, we all heard it, the Lord is my shepherd. But every time I hear it, I hear someone bring something different to it that be like, oh wow, I never even thought about it like that. So we should always be learning, always look for those opportunities to learn, to grow. Even when sometimes when we felt like, this was the worst thing that I ever stepped into. Okay, so what can I take from this so that next time it doesn't go this way, or I don't feel that was the worst thing that I ever stepped into or I was ever a part of. Yeah, we should always be looking for those opportunities to grow from whatever the experience may have been.
That's good. That's good stuff. Yes. Yeah, Sister Flowers says, so true. And see, Mama Peacock says, looking for that mentor with a sincere interest in helping people. They can help you grow. That's right.
Yes.
What's this one? Yes, I learned early on, you need different types of mentors, professional, spiritual, and personal mentors. So one to not only mentor, but to challenge you. Yeah, that's good.
Yes. So we all need some time to be pushed outside of our comfort zone, to step out, on faith, to believe God that if he put me in this particular situation, in this particular event, in this type of leadership role, in this type of professional career, job opportunity, that he sees something in me. I have to believe he sees something in me, and then he's going to equip me to get the job done. And whether that be equipping me to see that I need to have others help me reach this goal, or equipping me inside to get the job done. So yes, we need all of that. And then we need to take that negative feedback, because it happens sometime, and grow from that. And, you see see it not as someone trying to tear me down, but someone trying to encourage me to continue to operate in that spirit of excellence that I know I'm capable of operating in.
Oh, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, I love that. Very good. All right. I think people sometimes think that projects or events, meetings, etc., just happen. Everything works better based on someone taking the lead. But keeping this in mind, I have two questions because things don't just happen. Someone has to take the lead, even if they're, someone that, because not everybody wants to be in the limelight. Some people can lead and you never know it because they're off the side. Can you please give us an example of an event you attended or participated in that it appeared no one took leadership? What was the outcome and how did it make you feel?
And this is so funny. When I was given that question, I thought about my mom because, growing up, she was always doing something in the church. So we always said, me and my siblings always said when we grew up and got older, we were going to be the first ones out the church. Because mom always seemed like she was the last one at the church because she was always volunteering to participate in something or help with some event. So that kind of rubbed off on me. And I know it rubbed off on my siblings also. It's like when an event is being, whoever comes and say they have this idea and we're all sitting around just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. To me, that's like wasted time, and time is value. It's a resource that you can't get back. So sometimes I might not be the best person to be over the whole event, but I'll speak up and say, well, I can do this part. And sometimes that's all it takes is one person speaking up and saying, well, I'll do this part. And then that gives that other person, oh, well, if she can do this part, I can do this part. And then we're all doing our part. But it bothers me. It bothers me that we've come together and the idea has been presented and no one wants to help make vision take place. So, like I said, you can't run the whole thing. You know what you can do to make the event successful or to make ministry, the vision happen. So, and sometimes it might be like giving your resources, giving your money, or just giving up your time. Bishop Guns always say helping hands. He's looking for helping hands. And that's sometimes all that's needed too, is just helping hands. But you can't just sit there. Someone has to speak up. And if you know that gift is in you, by all means, let it be used. That's why God gave it to us. And he's looking for those helping hands. I see my sister saying she can relate. Yes. Even when I'm down there and with my brother, people always want to say like, oh, you're guest, sit down. Oh, don't help out. And, when we did a banquet for him and when the banquet was over, cleanup had to be done. Helping hands. So, I went around, we picked up trash and we put decorations away and folded up tables and chairs and stuff. I mean, no job is too small. Whatever's needed to be done to get it done, let's all chip in and get it done. And then we can all lead together and we all can say, oh, we did this together. So yeah. Helping hands. That's what's needed.
Yep. Helping hands. Hey, teamwork makes the dream work. You can get it done.
It does. It does.
That is awesome.
And you don't want to burn out. I've watched people try to do it all. And that's not the effective way to be, because you'll burn yourself out. And you do find yourself becoming frustrated, because I've been where, the same hands are always the hands that go up, or the same ones are always the ones that volunteer. So you find yourself become discouraged or burning out. So you also, as a leader, have to learn how to draw people in to help you plan your event or help you make vision possible. Sometimes that person just needs you to call them and say, well, hey, sister so-and-so, I saw you do this, or hey, I know that you're good at Excel. That's one of my weaknesses. So anybody on my team, I acknowledge when they're good at Excel. Like I say, I'm dangerous enough to get done what I need to be done, but I know there's people out there that's dangerous enough to make it excellent. So those are the people I pull on. So, sometimes they just need you to give them that opportunity to rise to the occasion and to shine.
Right. Those are those excellent leadership skills. What is if you have a favorite, your favorite to lead? People in management, social events, ministry events, or some other type of event?
I've done a little bit of all of them. I guess my favorite to lead would be ministry events, because I know that that's where my heart is, and I know that that's helping to advance the kingdom of God. And I know that's where God wants me to use my gift at. I don't mind. I'm the best at, I don't have to come up with the idea. I just need to help make it happen. You share your vision with me, Sister Catherine's going to help make it happen. And I think that's where I'm good at. Some people are excellent at coming up, sitting down and say, oh, I see this. This is what God is telling me we need to get done. So they come up with the vision. And I think I'm best at being one of those helping hands to help to make it come to pass. So definitely ministry events is what I take pleasure in. But I have done other things as well. Leading people is also a passion of mine, because I love to see other people come up and take on leadership roles and grow and advance their careers. I know, like I said, I've been on my job 18 years, and I had 3 managers come out of my department, 2 directors, and 1 director in particular. She always, no matter where she's speaking at, what she's doing, she always relates back and say, I came from Catherine Trotter's team, and I'm standing before you today because of Catherine Trotter. And I always feel so humbled that she acknowledged me like that. But you never know who's looking at you and who you are encouraging, even without words, just by the life that you live, who you are encouraging to be the best, to build their best life. How about that? Yes, to build their best life.
Yes. Awesome stuff. I love it. All right, this is great. Can you please give viewers maybe 5, or if you have more, tips on being an effective leader?
Okay, so 5 tips on being an effective leader. Of course, be an example. Others can only be effective leaders if they see effective leaders around them. Be humble and share the glory. Remember, you're not the only one that helped to make it happen. So, share. Let the people know that you had a team behind you. Let the people know that, it wasn't you. This all didn't just take place because, of Catherine Trotter. There was a whole team behind me. Listen and communicate effectively. Sometimes, like I said, we're just waiting for our time to talk, and we're not listening to what others may have that say, oh, okay, you say you see the vision this way. Not saying they're trying to change the vision, but they might see where, we tweak it this way, or do the event this way, that it'll gather more people or bring more people, whatever the case may be. Take that time to listen, and then take responsibility of your work as well as your team's work. Don't be the one that says, well, I gave it to sister so-and-so, and that's why it didn't get done because she didn't do her part. No, if you was over it, whether it be management of work, management of an event, I never throw people under the bus. If I'm the manager and I delegated to whoever and it didn't get done, that's on me. That's not on that person, because it was my job to follow up. It was my job to check in. It was my job to make sure that it was getting done. And the same thing takes place with an event. If you ask someone to go out and get the balloons, follow back up. Hey, you got the money to get the balloons. You got a way to get the balloons. What time you picking up the balloons? Whatever the case may be, something as small as getting the balloons. Don't just ask them 2 weeks to get the balloons and never check back with them. I mean, maybe something came up, they ain't got the money, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, that's another thing. Follow up with your people and make sure that they're doing okay and the job is getting done. And then also never allow anyone to take you out of your character. I know that sometimes we all have had to work with difficult people. So, remain who you are, remain true to yourself, treat others with respect, because that's what you want is respect. And even if, that respect is not coming back to you, I'm not going to allow you to take me out of character. I'm going to remain Catherine Trotter, and I'm going to communicate with you and speak to you regardless of how you communicating to me or speaking to me, because that's the only way I'm going to draw you in. That's the only way I'm going to get rid of this, whatever you got going on, this bad attitude. I don't know what happened in the morning time before you got in the office that had you acting this way, but it's my job to, at the end of the day, we come here to do a job. So it's my job as an effective leader to reset the atmosphere and to bring everyone back in. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see some of these remarks.
I know these comments are just coming in.
Says, OMG. Yes, remain true to you. Remain in character. Again, leading by example. And that was so good because, so many times we quick to say, oh, no, I was leading it, but so-and-so was supposed to pick up the cake. I don't know where she is, blah, blah. Like you say, that's not what an effective leader does.
Correct. And, and not micromanaging anyone. My job recently, because of COVID, a lot of people had to go work from home. And I was, let me just put this disclaimer out there. I was one of them people that love going in the office. I love dressing up every day, driving to Orange Park, going in the office. But there is no office building for me to go into anymore. So I am now forced, like so many people, to work from home. And in the work from home environment, so it takes on a different leadership role all by itself, a different management style, I should say. But I am not a micromanager. So what I find myself doing is I set up touch points with different team members just to check on them during the week or during the month or whatever the case may be. So now where I could walk over out of my office over to someone else's office and check on them, I have to do these touch points by, video to check on my people. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have a team where you're checking in on them, not always about work, but also about their personal life, because we're all trying to adjust to this new way of doing things in our life. Because people always say, I think I'll be glad when we get back to the norm. I think this is our new norm. Right. I think what we were used to doing is no longer the atmosphere that we will be able to operate in. So we all have to get advanced on our technology, advanced on being able to lead from an environment where you may never actually put your hands on people, but people still know that you care about them, you're concerned about them, personally as well as professionally.
That's awesome. I like that. Touch points. That just sounds so personal. I love it.
Yes. So, yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure they appreciate that, because we were having a conversation and some people were saying, well, people don't do what they're supposed to do. But there are a lot of people who actually work harder at home. They forget to get up and take a break. They don't take lunch. So, it works both ways.
Yes, it does. It works both ways. And if I was speaking to a young person, I would tell them, you have to be a person of your word. So, if you're going to be trusted with this type of environment where you're working from home and no one has you right in front of them all the time, do what you're supposed. You know what you was hired to do. So, from whatever time to whatever time you're supposed to be doing working. You're not supposed to be washing clothes or, outside cutting grass or whatever the case may be. You have to be a person of integrity that if they are going to allow you to work in a work from home environment, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. And then, but, I think also, you don't want to lose your personal touches, whatever they may be. So, I still make sure I send out my teams their birthday cards. I acknowledge them on their anniversary of work, as well as, their personal anniversaries, whatever the case may be. My team knows I'm a minister. They know if they come to me with something personal, I'm going to pray. So, and that's what I tell my team. They're like, well, Captain, you're always busy. I'm like, look here, we work 9-10 hours a day. As a manager, I am always going to be busy. So don't say you're looking for that time when I'm not going to be busy, because that's never going to happen. But I am never that busy that if I can't get to you right then and there, my word that says, if I'm going to get back to you, I am going to get back to you. And people know that you're going to do that. So that's, again, where it comes from, being a person of your word. Yes. So you take care of people and people will take care of you.
Yes. That's awesome. I love it. Oh, what did Mom say? Very good touch points. People know you care about them. That's right. And they love that. It makes a big difference.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. So I know there's quite a few of you out there, and I know if I did a poll right now, how many would like for Sister Trotter to be their leader? They would be like, yes, when can I start? She has given us some excellent tips, some good tidbits to think about, little, just like the touch points. I mean, that's something I know somebody's going to go and use, because that is just awesome. It's special. I mean, I wish, somebody, for years I had someone that was like that they cared about all the employees, and you knew they did. But after she left, it was like, oh, well, you come in and get the work done, you good.
People want to feel that you, like you said, that you care about. You have that empathy for them. I said I've been on my job for 18 years. I have an employee that's been with me the whole 18 years. Longevity is a part of my team. People have never left my team and say, oh, I'm never going to work from that department again. They have left my team to move up in the company. But no one has ever walked out of my team and been like, oh, she was the worst manager ever. I never want to be a part of that company as well as a part of that team again. And then I have had employees that have been with me 10 to 15 and 18 years. I mean, we have a team that has been together for a long period of time. So, and that I thank God for that. I thank God for that.
Blessing. That is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much. These have been some wonderful questions. As we prepare to close, are there any other tips or advice you would like to offer about being your best?
I said a lot of positive things, and I'm hoping that I encourage someone. And then I'm thinking about this new challenge that I'm facing. I told everyone we went to work from home. So we are also, I'm in Orange Park, Florida. We have a building that's in Tampa, Florida. So then what they're looking to do is combine it and make it one big Florida building, one big Florida shared service center, as they call it. So here I am again as a manager of 11, getting ready to get on an additional staff, probably about 6, gain more attorneys and things like that. And so now you're challenged with being able to keep the morale up, letting people know that this is a good thing for them or whatever the case may be. So as a manager, it starts with you first. So, whether you're trying to encourage your team, trying to encourage yourself, trying to encourage to get an event done, stay true to yourself. I mean, there may be some hard days, but, as someone always said, never let them see you sweat. You may sweat in private, but when you come out, you're coming out, yeah, we can do this. We can get it done. And that is true. That is true. We can get it done. We can do this. We can learn. We can grow, and we can move on. Don't hold no grudges. Hold no grudges.
Right. Yes. That's awesome. I'm sure that you will do a wonderful job and they will be the better for it. All the new ones. So that is awesome. And this has been so wonderful. Christine says, Catherine has definitely helped me with my leadership ability. I learned by watching. Her confidence shines through. And then Carol says, what did I do? You have really been a blessing and great tips. So it is very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I appreciate again that you're taking the time to be on here with me today as we talked about life is like football, but leading with attitude. And when we talk about that attitude, we talk about leading with that humility. So that is just wonderful. So I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And again, I was humble to be able to share here. I don't take it for granted. And, thank you for seeing the light in me that I might not have seen myself to do something like this. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Thank you. And thank you, everyone. And please, 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 this was great. So if you know somebody that should have been on here and for whatever reason they weren't, they didn't know about it or something else was going on, if you could share it with them and tell them they can go back and look at it. You can like it, share it, make a comment. And if this is your first time on Build Your Best Life, please like my page so you can get notifications when I'm on again. And I'm looking forward to November. I'm going to have Bishop is going to join me November 23rd. So I can't wait for that. I'm excited about that.
Yes, me too.
Yes. And as always, please visit my website. It's www.buildyourbestlife.org. I have a book, Build Your Best Life, and you can get the book on my web store. And my web store has all the services that I offer, which is, excuse me, coaching, consultation, speaking, and webinar speaking. And my store is out there with my books. You get an autographed copy if you prefer. Kindle books, Amazon.com has the ebook that you can get. And please tune in on Thursday. It will be my last day of Life is Like Football. And my topic is going to be go big or go home.
All right now. I like that. That's it. Go big or go home. There's no in the middle.
Yeah. So just remember, as you travel on your road to being better you will run into distractions, rough terrain, detours, and pit stops. Don't let any of those negative aspects of your journey stop. Though they may slow you down, keep going to be a better you so that you can build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. Thank you. I love you so much. Be safe out there. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. And I'll see you next time.
Bye.